Well, joining me on The World Now is publisher New Americans magazine, Deba Owadi. He joins me via Zoom to discuss the U.S. and its plans of more strikes on Iran-linked targets. Well, thank you for joining us on World Now. Just the beginning. Well, that's the statement coming from the U.S. What's the implication of this for the peace and stability in the Middle East?
Thank you very much. All we need right now in the Middle East is peace, and all players need to be involved in it. It's something that is becoming escalated and something that is becoming extended, like you can see from what is happening in Yemen. And so all the players involved, it is time for everyone to come together and seek for peace and ensure that there's peace in the Middle East. Because if there's no peace in the Middle East, it affects every other part of the world. And except there is peace, then we can never have what we are going through right now. We can never end what we are going through right now.
All right, so peace is essential. And in the attacks, talking about the attacks on, Houthi targets who some weeks ago actually attacked, the U.S. base in Jordan, which led to the deaths of 3 members of the U.S. troop. The U.S. and U.K. are united on the strikes against, the Houthi rebels. But then the U.K. is saying that the strikes on Houthi targets were actually intended to stop the Houthis' attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea. Do you see it actually achieving that result, or is it likely to backfire and cause more unrest in the region?
Yeah, definitely it's going to. It's a deterrent, but we don't know what those that are attacking, the plans they have, because you need to know where they are coming from. They've been doing it. It's like, all that the U.S. and the U.K. have been doing is not really deterring them. So that needs to be looked at so that what the U.K. and the U.S. are doing now will be effective, because the purpose is for it to ensure that the Houthi stop attacking vessels that are going through that part of the sea. And so they need to look at that to ensure that what they are doing will actually stop it. But if not, it will continue to escalate. And like I said, if there is no peace in the Middle East, there can be peace in that part of the world.
All right. And, there are beliefs that the Gaza war and the Red Sea attacks are linked somehow. U.S., the Houthi spokesperson actually believes that, but then the U.S. has dismissed that there is any link between the war and the Red Sea attacks. What is your position?
Yeah, every state has its own belief. Every state has its own consideration. But the UTR, the UTR pointing out that is what is responsible, and so except there's a end to that war in the Middle East, probably the Houthi will not end it. But like the U.S. may say they are not linked, but prior to that, they were not attacking vessels, especially those identified as being linked to Israel and maybe the U.S. and the U.K. But now they are attacking those vessels. So we need to address that to ensure that the peace in the Middle East will allow peace on the Red Sea.
All right, publisher New Americans magazine, Deba Owadi, thank you very much for talking to us on World Now.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's come home to Africa. Senegal's National Assembly faced turmoil on Monday as riot police deployed tear gas to disperse protesters who were angered by the postponement of the 25th of February presidential election. The move to reschedule the election to the 25th of August and extend President Macky Sall's mandate prompted unrest and criticism. Reports say riot police outside the parliament used tear gas and made arrests to quell around 100 protesters. Lawmakers are set to debate the bill